Hello everyone, this is Eddie Reyes with Jorex Bar Prep, and today we are going to go over the October 2020 performance test. And I'm going to give you some tips. Now, I've been looking at some of these exams that did not receive a passing score, and I'm going to tell you specifically why that is for the most part, even for people who believe they did great. But what I want to do here, I don't really want to get into like the details of this performance test. I want to show you how to do a great job. I'm gonna give you some tips. Also, I am having a webinar. Once again, we are gonna go into detail. We are gonna cover this performance test, and I'm gonna give you some tips. And I'll just tell you right now what the key to this particular performance test is, and for other performance tests in the past as well. It is being able to identify. That's huge. Being able to identify and to apply the rules. And see, let me tell you what's going on here for the performance test. For the 1 hour essays, the instructions say we want you to analyze, we want you to apply the law. And you gotta bring the law with you. They don't give it to you, right? For the performance test, they say, hey, look, it's a closed universe. We are going to supply the issues and the rule, right? But the key here is that, right, you have to locate the issue and the rule. But once you do that, oh, you are solid. You're gold. And what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how to identify these fast, because, right, there's a little technique that I use. Okay, let me explain it in very simple terms. The key to this, to identifying the rule statements fast, is to recognize their nomenclature. They have certain attributes, right? So I have 3 levels of rules. And the first one I call the apparent rules. I'll tell you right now, for the first and second issue here, easy. And we'll go over them, right? And the second type, the second category of rules, they're not as apparent. The first ones, I nicknamed them the low-hanging fruit, the apparent rules. For the second set, they're not so apparent. They are below the surface, but they are still there. But if you're able to identify them, oh goodness, you can identify them quickly too. And the third set are actually facts. Well, they're facts in the library. They're facts from the cases, but they are also factors or rules. I want you to replay what I just said like 20 seconds ago. And that was the key to this particular performance test. Let's go over it now. We're going to go over the easy part, and then we're going to go over the challenging part. Notice I did not say difficult part. I said challenging. Let's do that now. I saw this performance test and I said, oh my God, this is easy. A big reason why I thought it was simple was because they gave you the major issues, 1, 2, 3. Remember, for the last exam for February 2020, right, the major issues were difficult to find, but here they just give them to you on a silver platter, 1, 2, 3. So Ryan is a child. Is he able to disaffirm the contract? Many people said yes, right, and the rules, they were easy to find. No problem. No problem. You get number 1, it's a 50. I've seen it. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the past, the return essays. Number 2, if so, did Janice Slater disaffirm the contract for Ryan? For Ryan, not for Janice, the mother, for the 12-year-old child. The extracting the rule statement from that was simple as well. So you get these two, you're looking at either a 50 or a 55. Now, the most difficult question here, the most difficult call was number 3. It says, is Janice liable for the $8,980 charge? Let's go over the rule statement, and you're gonna see. I'm gonna show you what you should have looked at, and when you see this, you're gonna be like, oh my God, now I see it. Let's go to it now. Let's go to the rule. We're gonna go to the last case. By the way, I'm gonna show you how to find these rules fast, and there's techniques. There are some strategies here that the State Bar, or some aspects, I would say, that the State Bar has used consistently since it went on 2 days of testing. Okay, oopsie-doo. Okay, so let's stay right here. Let's go to the last case. Here it is, Laredo. Okay, here it is. I'll share some key placements with you. And if you would have found these key placements, you would have gotten the law. And that could have boosted your score to a 60 or a 65 at least a 60. But here's the rule statement, okay? Here it is. When they start giving you, how should I say this? A list of what appears to be factors. That's the key. They start giving you a list. You have to look at it very closely because they may seem irrelevant, and it might seem like there's many of these factors, and you're like, how can I use that, right? But what they're saying, what the bar examiners are saying, they're saying, look, we don't expect you to use all of these factors, just some of them. Use 1, 2, or 3. All right, make a good argument. Now, here, right, there was, okay, it was based on, I believe it was apparent authority. They did have actual authority, right? It was agency, because in this situation, the mother, right, was the child asked the mother for permission. So you have to analyze whether the mother becomes an agent, and based on the elements, she did. Well, actually, she was the principal. The child was the agent. Now, that being the case, they do give you other rules. For example, they give you actual authority, right? And so some of these, if you're able to hone in on the key language of the case, you're able to focus on what's important. Here, the important issue was apparent authority and not so much actual authority. So that already right there saves time. But look at the factors, okay? By the way, I'm gonna give you the counter argument here. The counter argument that looks bad for Janice, the mother, is this, that it was traceable. Now, let me look at the statement, the facts. Okay, it was traceable. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna go all the way up, and I'm gonna look at the facts in the file, and I'm gonna look for those terms. Right here, look. To verify, you may contact my guardian, Jay Wright. That's the mother. So it's traceable. So that is going to probably bind the mother so that she is liable for the $8,000+ Does that end the discussion? The answer is no, it does not. Right? So if you're able to hone in on these factors, you're gonna see, hey, look, all right, let's add more to this. Let's see if we can make a case for Janice here. Let's get her off the hook, because remember, these right here, these statements here, they are factors. So what does that mean? It means that they're multi-factors. What does that mean? It means that you have to consider not just one or two. Okay, so let's help her out. Okay, let's help out the company here, the video game company. Okay, so they did print in bold letters, right? Agent, they did. So the child is saying that he's authorized. The mother gives him permission. So that helps the video game company, and it harms Janice. That's our client. We want to help her. So what do? Okay, we say fine. Okay, let's consider that, but let's also consider the other factors. What are those other factors? Over here, over many years, and they go into example. So has this child done this and get contracted with the video game company for many years? The answer is probably not. Okay, is the child in possession of formed contracts, plural? Probably not. It was just like a one-time thing. Okay, so then you start going into just the factors that apply. And that's how you get the mother off the hook. Now, can she be on the hook? Yes, of course. And again, the conclusion is not what's important. It's how you use these elements. That's what's going to drive the argument. That's what's going to get you a passing score. And I am going to share this with you. I'm very enthusiastic about that. So write it in your calendar. Okay. Hope this video helped. I wish you all the best. Until soon.